If you're American and you like sucking toes, this is the guy.
Come to me for it. Do you know, I would have sucked our toes, only the fact that our floor is so dirty. I swear to.
Right boys, bit of a different video to usual. You've probably never seen me in this sort of format. They're always very highly edited, but I'm doing a Q&A with my friend Sean here. Sean's got a big fitness account, but we have a lot of things in common. Came out to Marbella, met him. Now we're going to answer some dating questions that his followers have given him, and obviously some questions that you lot have given me. There'll be some fitness PT questions in there because I know a lot of you are interested in fitness as well as dating. Make some notes and enjoy the ride.
I don't expect any good answers off me because he's the fucking dating coach here.
This guy's good. No, this guy, I've seen his game, it's pretty good.
Yeah, it's not too bad. It's not too bad. Right, we'll jump into it then. So the first question that we'll answer now, okay, is not dating related, but we'll start now nicely and then we'll go into the juicy stuff, alright? So how did you first get into fitness?
So for me, it started from being very overweight, very unconfident, very shy. Like I would have literally been obese as a kid, and obviously when you're a young lad, you start noticing yourself, and I didn't like how I looked. I was very unconfident with girls especially. This is kind of how my whole thing started. And then from there, I started doing body weight exercises in the house. I did that Insanity, that like 6-day a week HIIT training. I got pretty shredded, but then was very skinny. I was literally 146 pounds, 6 foot, so I was very fucking skinny. And then started the gym and went from there and just gained more and more knowledge from YouTube. Like YouTube was the biggest resource of information. I went through 5 years where I would never watch like Netflix or TV. I'd literally watch like fucking Jeff Cavalier, Mike Chang, Six Pack Shug, Jeff Nippard. Yeah. That's all I used to watch. I became obsessed, and then so I still do fitness, but mine's more dating stuff. Whereas Sean, he's the fitness guru. Yeah.
So how I got into fitness then, really, to be honest, the main reason why it was women as well. Obviously I was like 14, 15, wanted to get women. Obviously I thought at least back then that you need to have a 6-pack if you wanted to get girls and all that. So that's kind of what got me into it. But it kind of goes back to when I was diagnosed as a type 1 diabetic when I was 11. I was made feel very, very insecure as a child, and obviously I got bullied then in school, so I kind of used that then as my fuel to get into shape. But the main motivator was definitely the women's side of things. So that's how I got into fitness. The next question now, are you a couple? What do you think?
What does that mean?
We're a couple.
What does it mean?
Well, we're not a couple just yet, but give it a few hours. If Sean doesn't pull, then I've said I'll be the little spoon.
Exactly.
First and only time, so yeah.
First and only time. Usually I'm the little spoon, but we can rotate tonight.
Exactly.
Tips for a premature... Okay, no. No. So someone said tips for a premature ejaculation. I don't fucking know. I'll ask 10 seconds. He'd be the man to ask for this.
I mean, don't get me wrong, mate. There's still times when I don't last the longest. This is obviously like very behind the scenes shit, but if you're a guy who suffers from premature ejaculation, like on all seriousness, I've got Sterling Cooper to thank for a lot of what I've learned. I've read his books, I bought his course. It's fucking sick, and he does an ebook on premature ejaculation. If you're suffering from this, Google reverse Kegel exercises. To put it in short, like when you're having a piss and you push a piss out, do that, like do repetitions of that. So do that, hold it as long as you can, push out, and then do like 4 sets of however many holds. And the more you do that, it'll relax the muscle that contracts when you're about to come, so you can then relax more. Little things as well, like don't tense your body up. Like I know when you're going for it, your arse has the tendency to fucking clench up. Try and relax that shit, because the more you tend
a tendency to go for it.
Yeah.
What did that song?
Jay Cartwright.
I'm getting too into this. But yeah, try to relax more, like breathe more, because I imagine if you've got a female in front of you, you're like, oh my god, a fucking vagina's in front of me, you get a bit too excited. Like fucking chill, breathe, and you'll be alright. But I'm more of a second round kind of man, where first round, anything that could happen, to be honest. Second round, that's when I perform my best. So maybe you're one of them guys as well, but don't worry. There are also desensitizing condoms, creams. I haven't tried them myself, but maybe they'll work. And if not, go and ask Sterling. He probably knows more than me.
Jeez, that was a good answer. I just said I don't fucking know it. Christ.
We rate the honesty though.
How to talk to women. Okay, I can give somewhat of an input on this.
I'd say you're a natural. So for me, Like my
Hear that now, boys. Hear that.
He actually is, because of the accent. He's got this like Irish charm, and the fucking smile comes out, pearly white, and that's good. I saw it last night, and he's very good at starting conversations, which a lot of you who watch this probably think to like rizz a girl up, you have to be like, did you fall from heaven and all this bullshit. When really, if you're cold approaching on the street, if you just start a conversation and then ask for their Instagram, more often than not, if you're not a weird cunt, they will work. Obviously, make sure your breath doesn't smell, make sure you look presentable, and then you're increasing your chances. It's a numbers game though, because there's been times when I felt like I look fucking sick tonight and I've approached a ton of girls and you still get knocked back. Like, it is what it is. There's different levels to game though. I watched a CEO of Testosterone video where he explained this really well, where he said there's like easy, medium and high level versions of approaching, where easy's like, what time is it? Where you like, it's not related to escalating at all, which that's a good way to start if you're a nervous cunt, because you can like work your way up. Medium levels, asking them a question about you, where's your shoes from, you know, whatever it is. And then high levels like, I thought you were really attractive, I don't want to be weird, but you should give me your Instagram, I'd love to do something with you sometime. There's different ways to spin it, because there's like direct and indirect game, which, you know, if you want to learn more about that, you know, go to my Instagram basically, because it's too much to talk about. But yeah, I mean, what is your go-to approach when it comes to the girls?
My go-to approach, to be honest with you now, I don't actually have like a set approach. Like, I have nothing in my head that I actually like stick to all the time.
Yeah.
See, like if I see someone and I want to talk to them, 90% of the time, it depends on the mood, depends if I'm wearing nice clothes, feeling good about myself, you know. Like, I wouldn't approach someone now straight after the gym if I'm not after showering or anything like that. You know, I'd approach someone now if I'm feeling confident, if I'm obviously smelling nice, I'm after showering and all. That's when I would approach someone. And I wouldn't necessarily be like any, you know, as he said, any fucking pickup lines or any of that bullshit, like, did you fall from heaven, like all this stupid shit, right? Usually I just go over and say, hi, how are you, where are you from? Something so fucking simple as that. Like, you know, I don't overthink it. I just go over and I kind of go over with the mindset of like, this is just one of the lads. You know, obviously it's not one of the fucking lads, right? But I go over with the mindset as in like, I've known them ages or something, which kind of helps me then go over and be a lot more relaxed and, you know, not jumpy and just, you know, more confident and, what'd be the word, you're a dating coach?
More at ease?
At ease, yeah. So that's kind of the approach that I would take. Just go over, where are you girls from? Or fuck, that makes it sound like I'm a pimp here, like, where are you girls from? No, I just go over and just say something as simple as, where are you from? Something like that. It sounds shit, but I promise you, I feel like that cool approach, rather than like, you know, trying too hard, going over and saying something stupid or being over the top. I don't know, I find that works for me anyways, but you're a pro here.
Yeah, I think when it comes to approaching people, guys watching this, they'll have fuck all experience, and they'll think they're going to go from sat on a couch to like rizzing some bird up in the street, which is, it's not going to happen. What I teach my clients is, if you're actually that socially anxious, you shouldn't be aiming towards speaking to a girl. You should be speaking to as many people in the street as possible, the cashier, the waiter, how's your day been? Because when you get into this like social flow state, and you're like, I'm sure anyone watching this knows, when you're with your friends and you're warmed up and you're having a good time, you'll just chat shit all night. Whereas, you know, first thing in the morning you wake up, you're like can't speak, haven't practiced speaking for the day yet. So my advice to any guys watching this is, do it as often as possible, become a sociable person, because you're not going to just be able to turn this charisma on. Like, you have to become a charismatic guy to everyone. So everyone you come across, make an effort to speak to them, and I promise you, when it comes to talking to a girl, you're not going to shit yourself, because you'll be able to actually hold a conversation. That's my best advice. And do it more often, because most of you will ask for a specific line from me, like, what do I say? Well, if I give you a script, you're going to come across like a fucking autistic cunt. Because you'll be like, hi, what's your name? Like, it's just not going to work. So.
No, I like that. I like that advice now. Like, what way did you word that now again? You said just become sociable, like, not just
social flow state.
Yeah, I like that now, because like in what he's saying there is just literally talk to everyone, you know, not just females, not just men, whatever you're into or whatever. Talk to absolutely everyone, you know, waiters, the cashier, literally every single person I see, people in the gym, because I feel like the more sociable you are as a person, the easier it's going to be to actually speak to a female then, that you're trying to, you know, maybe. Actually, I can't say that. I was going to say fuck, like, but you know what I mean.
Seal the deal. Whatever your goal is, because the hardest cold approach is always the first one. Then once you've done that, you get such a fucking buzz from it. You're like, okay, I'll speak to everyone, and then you have this like ridiculous confidence, and you'll go and speak to every bird, and then from that you will get some success. But it's like they say the average millionaire has 7 streams of income. He doesn't have just one stream of income. So if your goal is to have as many girls as possible or as much experience, you're not going to just cold approach. You'll cold approach. You'll do dating apps, Instagram game. So yeah, I mean, don't put all your eggs in one basket, because you're going to get some rejections, but the rejections are, to an extent, are good, but at the same time they can be quite traumatic. So I would say put yourself in a position where you can actually succeed first, because like we're saying, if you're a fat cunt and trying to approach girls all day long, like, you're probably going to get knocked back. Like, at least get a regular trim and look presentable, because then she'll be at least nice about it. Whereas if you are not the best looking, you will get rejected. So yeah, download my attraction guide, looks max first, and then go and do this shit.
And like, actually what I did as well when I was 15, right, this is going to sound like pure J. Cartwright shit now, yeah, but I swear then, when I was 15, I used to just approach as many girls as I possibly could, just to build up my confidence, because I used to watch those videos when I was that age of like how to talk to women, how to build up your confidence and all that. And one of the things, do you ever watch Base Zeus? His name was?
No.
He was like the dating coach guy back in the day, yeah, he was like a cartoon character. But basically, I was watching his videos back in the day, and he said just approach as many girls as you possibly can. Doesn't matter if they reject you or if they're into you or whatever it might be. Either way, it's going to boost your confidence. The more that you get used to rejection, the higher chances are of you being more confident approaching girls,
and it's a social skill, even me I know I can do it, but if I'm out of practice and I've not done it for a while, my first approach, I'd be like, but you do it. Like, there's a million times when I've pussied out, but then I've still went and done it. Often when you put unnecessary pressure on yourself, it makes it worse. Like, for me, if I was on a night out with my friends and I told my friends, oh, she's so fit, sometimes the pressure of now knowing I have to go and approach her made it worse. Whereas if I just kept it to myself and just went and approached this girl, and then they saw me talking to her, it'd be way better. I mean, I can think of an example of that, but yeah, should we go into the next question?
What physical features do women mostly compliment you on?
I'd say probably bone structure. I mean, I remember a girl when I was younger, and she poked my cheekbone and was like, "Are you wearing makeup?" So I've always had girls comment on bone structure. It's the German genes, mate. So
German genes, yeah?
Yeah, my family from Germany.
Fuck.
Not parents, but like my great grandparents came over during the war. Surname's Hyman. It used to be spelled apparently Heiman, so like Hyman sounds a lot more.
Oh yeah,
German, isn't it? Yeah.
Me at the minute now, it's the teeth, but that's because they're fake, so that doesn't count. But usually when I was younger now, it would have been obviously the physique. That's what I think that it would have been really like. But that's probably just because I'm known as like the fitness guy as well.
Is it not your accent? I suppose you've only just came out here.
Just came out here.
So one of the questions is what to do if your partner doesn't give you enough affection. Now, this is more of like a longer term game stuff. So I do a lot of videos on long term game, because what I say to my clients, which is very true, is I can coach you to get a girlfriend next week, but like, can you keep her is a different question, because to keep a high level girl interested, i.e. like she's fit, it's hard work. People don't realize how hard work it is to actually maintain a girlfriend where she's going to be loyal, she's going to fucking respect you, look up to you, actually be your like ride or die, because not many couples do you see them where she's like obsessed with the guy. She's usually fucking taking selfies, putting arse pictures on Instagram, which it just says she's not that invested. So if she's not giving you enough affection, all you can really do is focus more on your own stuff, like whether it's career, business, your purpose, which you should be anyway, your fitness, and pull back, because as you should know, the more you try and pull her in, the more she'll push you away. It's very simple human psychology, where if you're chasing a girl, if guys at home have had an experience where a girl's been super keen, like for me, when girls have been really keen, like I'll get with them, but it really puts me off. I'm like, why are you so easy? Like, I want to chase you a little bit. So it's the same when you're in a relationship. If you're begging your partner for affection, it's gonna fucking disgust them. Like, they have to want to give you it naturally. You can't force desire or like negotiate desire in a girl. That's why some girls, you'll approach them and instantly there's that spark there. They're like, oh my god, this guy's fit. Whereas other girls, they couldn't give a fuck because they've dealt with however many other guys in the past, so the comparison's fucked up. Do you have anything to add to that question? A lot of guys come to me and they say, like, I don't want to use game tactics, but it's not so much about game tactics, it's about understanding male and female psychology. Like, it's either understand the game and use it to your advantage, or get played, because girls will naturally act a certain way. Like, you'll notice that they'll go hot and cold, they won't text you for fucking hours, it'll make you more invested, you'll be sat there wondering why she left me on red. Now, am I saying do that? No, but you should be so busy as a man that you naturally just don't reply for a bit. You naturally maybe leave her on red by mistake. You know, you go cold for a day because, again, it's like whatever somebody has easy access to, they're not going to value it.
Yes, and I see so many men and they're way too available, like way too available. Like, I mean, same goes for females, not just men here. Like, I mean, don't be too available 24/7. Like, have your own things as well on the side. You know, like, focus on yourself. Don't quit the gym because you're comfortable in a relationship. You know, don't stop chasing what you want because you feel comfortable in a relationship. Still have your goals, because originally in the first place, I see a lot of people, right? They have these big goals. They get into a relationship, they get too comfortable, and they forget sight of what they wanted in the first place. Whereas the person that you're with at the moment was probably with you because you had those goals. So I mean, maybe that could be a reason why that you could be getting distant as well. So that's one thing I would say: never get too comfortable, ever. Always stay focused as well on what you're chasing, and obviously don't quit the gym or anything like that as well.
That is probably the most common reason why relationships don't last long term, is because you'll see them in this honeymoon period where it's like super intense. This person's new, I want to see them every single day, but by doing that you're becoming more and more familiar with each other now. Like they're going to become like your fucking sister or your mother, which is not going to be conducive towards a fucking relationship. Like, attraction is polarity, it's like polar opposites. If you want your girlfriend to be attracted to you, remain a bit distant, don't always be available like Sean's saying. Be so focused that she has to, you know, miss you, because if she doesn't miss you and she knows what time you wake up, what time you have your first shit in the morning, what time you have your first fucking coffee, it's fucking boring. And I'm not saying play games, but have a life, because when I can only see my girlfriend so many times per week, when she sees me, it's like, oh, Mathew's giving me time, I'm so excited to spend time with him. Whereas if we see each other every day, like, there was a period where she lived with me for 2 weeks, and we fell into this like old person routine where we didn't actually spend much quality time together, even though we were living with each other. And it fucking ruins the relationship, because you end up just like becoming distant even though she's in the next room. So when you see each other, don't be Netflix and chilling, like, actually spend time together, go on dates, don't stop dating her when you see her, and make a fucking effort. How to become a better version of me.
So if you want to become the best possible version of you, I think the underlying principle of it all is starting the gym, getting yourself into shape, because I think mental health and physical health, they go hand in hand. If you're in good shape physically, you'll be in good shape mentally as well. So I think firstly, by going to the gym, getting yourself in somewhat good shape, having some sort of routine, you're literally proving to yourself that you have discipline, you have consistency, you're learning these life skills that you can apply to other aspects of life. Like, let's say you want to start your own business, you know that you can succeed at that business because obviously you know you're a consistent person, and you can be disciplined because you were able to do that in the gym, if you know what I mean. So I definitely say gym first of all. That's literally the foundation of it all. And then of course, another thing I would say and add to that is things such as, for an example, meditation, gratitude, staying grateful, you know, staying in a good mindset all the time, not being too stressed, staying stoic. And another thing I would say is surrounding yourself with good people as well. As you know, as like the famous saying is, you're a product of the 5 people that you surround yourself with. If you're around a bunch of fucking losers, like, you're going to be a loser. So if your friend group are losers, upgrade your circle, right? Even if that means that you have to move to a different place.
As far as how to become a better version of yourself, I'd give pretty much the same answer. I think everybody's foundation should be themselves. Like, especially as a man, I think women as well, you derive a lot of your confidence from how you look, like the physical. For me, so much of my confidence comes from knowing that I'm in better shape than most people, like, and that makes me walk taller. I regularly groom myself, little shit like that. I meditated religiously for years and years. My diet, because the more little things you do, taking care of yourself every single day, it just boosts your self-esteem. It's like when you make this like fucking Instagram posh bowl of food, which is like got all the veggies and whatever else in, you feel good because you're like, I'm doing something good for myself. Whereas if you're a lazy fucker who just sits on the couch all day, why would you expect to feel confident about yourself? So completely.
And I feel like as well, it gives you how would you say it? If you start off the day, even for an example, right? I read a book recently, it's called Make Your Bed. You can start off your day by making your bed right. That's the first win of the day. And all these small, like these tiny wins, whether that's brushing your teeth, having a fucking shower in the morning, making your bed, all these tiny wins, they compound and compound and compound. And that overall, I think, brings you a whole load of new confidence. That's what I think.
That's like 12 rules for life, Jordan Peterson.
Did he say that?
That's like his first rule, make your bed every day. He basically says that if your immediate environment is dirty and messy, like, it's hard to organise your life. I fully agree with that. So, breakup tips. you've just been dumped horrifically by your girlfriend. What do? First of all, that bitch is dead to you. Don't ever go back to her. If she's ended things with you, she's ended things for a reason. Like I mentioned previously in the video, you can't negotiate desire. Don't try and beg for her back. If she doesn't want you, say, yeah, fair enough, bye. Like, she's out of your life. Don't be the beggy cunt who wants to get her back, because even if she takes you back, it'll never be what it was. Because I think in women especially, there's like this switch that flicks when like they get the ick. They no longer feel this thing for you. I think for them to have to move on, they emotionally detach, which I'm sure men do it as well, but I've noticed this with girls that I've been with in the past, which is once they've moved on, they're kind of gone, and to then try and rekindle whatever it was you had before, it's fucking difficult, and it'd be a lot easier to start again because all of the issues that were there before are still there. So don't go back. First of all, how to deal with the breakup: gym, look after yourself, make yourself feel good. You know, I have clients going through breakups, and the calls we have every week help them because it pushes them forward. You need to have goals, you need to have things that are keeping you moving forward. The worst thing you can do is to stagnate. You know, it's funny, one of my clients who's just finished his 10 weeks, he's had his like glow up, he's lost a bunch of weight, and now his girlfriend who left him, cheated on him, she's now DMing him saying, oh, how are you doing, and all this bullshit, and it's like, yeah, fuck off. If you didn't want me then, you're not gonna have me now. So yeah,
I wasn't doing that with you.
I thought you were doing all this.
Nah. There's a fucking fly there.
Okay, Mr. Sass.
So my breakup tips would be, right, is I think obviously after a breakup you're going to have a lot of negative energy, obviously, right? I don't know if everyone watching this video has had a breakup or a heartbreak already. If you haven't had one, you are going to have one at some point, and obviously it's not a nice feeling. You're going to have a lot of negative energy, and I heard someone say this before, you can't destroy energy. So you can't destroy that negative energy, but what you can do is convert that into positive energy. You can put that energy into bettering yourself, doing things such as, you know, going to the gym, there's a fucking fly there, Christ. Waking up and, you know, working on your business or starting a new business, you know, being around your friends, you know, doing things that uplift you and make you a better person. And I'm not talking about, you know, hanging out with your friends and going off and fucking, you know, going to the nightclubs and drinking loads of alcohol and taking drugs and all this bullshit, because that's just a temporary solution, right? And it'll make the problem overall a whole lot worse. You do things that will better you in the long run, and I promise you everything will get a whole lot easier from there.
Next question is, my girlfriend wants to go clubbing but I feel uncomfortable with it. Put the bitch in a fucking that's what you thought I was going to say. As far as with clubbing, so it comes down to boundaries. Like you dictate your own boundaries. You dictate what it is you're comfortable with. Everybody has different boundaries. For me, if my girlfriend wants to occasionally go clubbing, whatever, I can, like, yeah, I understand that, because I will do that as well. But if she was clubbing every single week, I would start to think there's an ulterior motive. Why is she clubbing so much? Is she going there for attention? Is she getting dressed up? Because girls, like, whatever the fuck they'll say, they're going to get attention on nights out regardless of whether or not they want it. So if they're going to receive that attention and then they then enjoy it, that's a different thing, because that's like they're getting off on the attention from other guys. For me, that's crossing the boundary. That's like borderline cheating to me, if not fucking cheating, to be fair. So if my girlfriend is like chasing validation and on the dopamine fucking hamster wheel, as you'd say, I can't deal with that shit, and it's like, I'm not going to. It's too stressful. I don't want to be thinking about my girlfriend getting off on other guys. So the question was, I fucking forgot. If your girlfriend wants to go clubbing and you're not comfortable, tell her. If you can justify it and she doesn't respect your boundaries, then, you know. Right, boys, so the camera got too hot, we had to let it cool down, but I was talking about boundaries. Basically, you dictate your own boundaries. If she doesn't respect your boundaries, then you have to probably walk away, because if she doesn't respect something as simple as not going clubbing, then she won't respect you long term. But also, if you're a young lad watching this and your girlfriend wants to go clubbing, you're young, like, don't be in a relationship then, because, you know, when I was a student, I wouldn't have given up going clubbing for a girlfriend, and I didn't. So, you know, it's up to you what you want. Next question is your best gym workout split. You go first, because I'd be interested to hear this.
So me currently at the moment now, I'm training 4 days per week. I'm doing legs, push, pull and posterior. I wouldn't say it's the absolute best workout split for everyone. It's literally just tailored that way because it suits me. It's hitting my weak points more than anything, hence why we have an extra posterior day added onto that. But in general, I would say that the best workout split is the one that suits you the best. So I mean, for some people that could be upper lower. For other people that could be 3 times a week full body. You know what I mean? Because if you have a workout split that you fucking hate, if you're doing legs, push, pull 6 days per week but you hate it, you're not going to fucking stick to it, you know? I mean, by science, you should be training every muscle group twice per week with a split, like let's say, such as legs, push, pull, upper, lower, 5 days per week. You get 2 days rest. So, you know, you have your volume, but you also have that rest as well to help you recover. Of course, that's when your muscles grow. But I would say to do a split that you enjoy the most, because you will stick to that. And obviously, whatever you stick to, you're going to see results from. Obviously, if you're a fucking... I don't obviously mean that as in, like, you know, going to the gym and just be a fucking idiot once every 2 weeks. But if you have some sort of structure of something that works around your routine, that allows you to hit every muscle group at least twice per week, I think that you're fairly set.
Yeah, that's exactly what my advice is as well. I actually started doing fitness way before I did any dating stuff. That was my like passion, if you want to call it that. Right now I'm actually running upper lower push pull legs, which I've done full body. That was fucking sick. I've done push pull legs, upper lower. I've done the fucking 5x5. I've done everything, and like Sean says, they all yield pretty much similar, the same results. It's just how consistent can you be, and obviously adhering to a diet, because if your goal is to lose weight but you don't know how many calories you have, and that's the most common thing I come across, where guys will say they're losing weight or trying to, and then I say, well, are you aware of how many calories you eat? And they go, no, I'm just eating clean. And like, yeah, but you can eat fucking 10k calories of apples every day if you wanted to.
Exactly, hours. You can be cooking and putting loads of olive oil, extra 400 calories, you don't even fucking realise. You know, that's why I always say as well, if you're just starting out, make sure that you track your calories until you at least get a grasp on things, because there's so many hidden calories that people take in and they don't even fucking realise it. You could buy a protein shake in the shop, right, and you think it's healthy because it says protein shake, 50 grams of protein, but there could be 700 calories in that fucking protein shake and you don't even realise. So I would say as well, track every single calorie for at least the first few weeks of your fitness journey. Is it gay to kiss the homies goodnight? My editor said this. Of course he did, Adam. Fucking hell. What do you think?
Gay to kiss the homies? It depends.
Nah, if you say no homo, it's alright. Like.
Exactly. That's the answer you're going for. Yeah. Exactly.
So someone asked, how do you plan a date with someone that's not interested? I mean, if someone's not interested, me personally, I don't know why you'd want to plan a date with them in the first place, to be honest.
Yeah, exactly. You know, this is what I said before about you can't force desire. Like, what I teach my clients is, it's very clear very early on, especially texting, over or in person. If they're not game, don't try and force it, because all they're going to do is make it harder. Like, I've had experiences with girls where, like, and I literally told this to my client today, there's been times when I've got multiple girls in 1 week. I'm not trying to fucking brag here, but
Jake Cartwright over here.
Fucking
like.
yeah, I don't
Top fucking one.
But like, girls similar age, both students, you can have one girl who's like so fucking keen, like literally looks up to you like a fucking god, and then the other girl couldn't give a fuck about you, like literally looks at you like shit on a shoe, but you've still done the date. Now, in that situation, which girl should you go for? The girl showing more interest. Obviously, you wouldn't pursue things with a woman who doesn't give a fuck. So if she's not keen, like, why waste your time, mate? Go for a girl who actually wants to spend time with you, because you're going on a date, let's be real, because you want to probably get with her at the end of the date, and this girl, if she's not interested, she's probably not going to get with you, so you're going to waste time, money. Like, we saw a couple out last month, we saw a man and a woman out yesterday. The woman was like 6 foot, he was like literally 5 foot. She was fucking feasting on all this food, and he was just sat there awkwardly eating no food, and she's been really loud and fucking obnoxious. And I said to my mate, I was like, she's definitely just using him for his money right now, because he thinks, oh, I'm on a date, you know, this is what you should do, actually I'll end up getting something, when really no. Like, you shouldn't be spending money on a woman unless she's investing in you as well. That's why I'd say to my clients, don't take girls for food for a first date. Do something casual, a drink, pool, go for a fucking walk. Just, you know, see if you two actually get on, because why are you going to reward a girl with a posh meal or a nice meal when you might not even get on with the girl? Like, do something low investment. This is free coaching, this. Look,
yeah, it actually is.
Covered in bites as well.
This one, bites from what?
Fucking
hell, lad.
Mosquitoes and shit, yeah.
Ah, ladders, fuck on this.
Bites from the bitches.
Bites from the bitches.
Just joking.
How to deal with being short? Right, let me answer this one, because I'm the shorter one here. I'm 5'10". I round up to 6 foot, right? However, what I think, right, when it comes to height, okay, is that if you're a short person, right, I don't consider myself short.
You're not short at all, mate, but some girls, yeah.
Yeah, some girls would say.
You get prestige girls who are 5'9" going, you're a short king. My fucking girlfriend does this, where she's 5'8", so any guy around her height, she goes, he's short.
Yeah.
He's fucking not short.
You see, like, what I think is, right, like, if you're short, right, your height, you can't control it. You can control everything else, you can't control your height, okay? Or, well, you can't control your dick size either, but that's on you, right?
No, you actually can. You can't grow your dick.
Fucking let me in on this.
I thought you would Sterling with friends. This is what he sells on his program.
Right, as regards to height, you can't control it, right? So why not focus on the things that you can control, you know, such as your mindset, you know, your financial state, you know, how you look, how you feel, you know, you can control all these things. You can't control your height. So why stress about your height, right? I mean, I know some girls might say, right, you're too short or whatever, and you might feel like that's going to stop you from getting a female that you want or a female that loves you. But I think if you just put that energy into things that you can actually control, such as how you're looking, such as your mindset, your work, so on and so forth, I don't think it's that big of an issue.
And also the average height of a man is what, 5'9", 5'10", and the average height of a woman's 5'4", 5'5". So if you're 5 inches taller than a woman and your average height as a man, that's more than enough. Heights only became a thing since Tinder and Hinge, where it says fucking how tall you are, because girls have this obsession with 6 foot, 6 inches and 6 figures a year. So obviously, like, if you're below 6 foot tall, like, oh nah, instantly disqualified. But like most of my friends, a lot of my friends are below 6 foot. They have girlfriends. Most guys you see in a club, they'll be below 6 foot because there's something like only 16% of 15% of men are above 6 foot tall. So most men aren't 6 foot and above. So like it doesn't really fucking matter, because every girl can't date a 6 foot tall man, and most girls don't care if you're like some giant, because the same reason why I wouldn't date a 4'11" girl, because it's like, it's just impractical. I don't want to be dating a fucking child when I'm out and about. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? So I'm sure some girls might want a really tall guy, whatever, but it doesn't matter, mate. Like, mate, as if you're, well, I suppose you are, mate. But you know, it's your confidence, because I've seen tall guys who are dweeby as fuck, and I've seen shorter guys who do really well with girls because they've got some swagger about them. So yeah, like, short look at Shonia. Like, I mean, you're not even short, but yeah, your height doesn't affect you at all.
Yeah.
Liam, my mate Liam here. How tall are you, Liam?
6'2".
2 different measurements.
Yeah, Liam's like 5'8", 5'9", and he does well with girls, so like it really doesn't matter. It's only a thing if you make it a thing. Yeah. So stop walking around thinking I'm fucking short, because like, what you can do. True. And if you're a girl watching this, stop shaming guys for being tall, because next time you say how tall are you, we're gonna say what's your weight, bitch.
Yeah, what's your weight?
That was more for the lads than the girls.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah.
What time are you in Potty meeting us then? Remember, we don't ask questions, we don't negotiate, we tell them when we're being met.
The question is, this question says, is it still bad that I am still a virgin, right? In my opinion...
And he's 15, by the way.
Yeah, he's 15, by the way, okay? At the age of 15, it shouldn't be your focus to be having sex at all. I mean, society these days now is like pushing that as fucking cool and everything. Yeah. All this stupid bullshit. But at the age of 15, those are the years that you should be, you know, focusing on school, focusing on your body, you know, getting into the gym, you know, eating good and all that. You should not be focusing on females, you know. In my I can't speak. In my opinion, you should not be focusing on females at 15 years old at all, you know. So I know your friends might be messing around and all fucking, you know, having competitions to who loses their virginity first and all this stupid shit. I'm telling you, it'll get to a certain point where it won't matter that much, right? So it's no competition. Don't rush anything like that, especially at the age of 15.
Yeah, when I was 15, I was such a little virgin. All I cared about was my BMX bike and playing fucking GTA and COD. Which, like, I think that's how it should be, because when you're a child, like, you're only a child once in your life, whereas I see younger people now and they don't really act like children. They're on the fucking phones. I've heard stories from friends and their younger sisters and siblings where they're like having sex at 12 years old and all this bullshit. It's like, what the fuck are kids doing having sex? Like, it's so bizarre and so weird. We've become very sexualized as a society because of like TikTok and Instagram. I was around 18. I was either 18 or just before, I can't remember. And I know for me it was a massive thing for me, because I was like, I felt this massive pressure to lose it. And then as soon as you lose it, it's like, oh, I've done it, it's not even a big deal. So should you care? No, mate, just live your life. You should be trying to be sociable. You should be trying to have experiences. Don't be a little hermit sat in your bedroom. Like, go and make friends with girls. Go to parties, go and have fun. Like, go and chat to people, become sociable, because that will bring experiences. But should that be the focus of your life? Like, probably not.
No.
I understand what it's like as a young lad, but like, just live your life, mate. As long as you're not sat in your bedroom and you are like out and about, it will happen. It'll come out, as long as you're, you know, focused on yourself. So
right. So someone just asked, I don't know what to talk about when I'm on dates with girls.
So this is an interesting one. So your date, if you're having to ask serious questions, play 21 questions, you're acting like a fucking employer, an interviewer, you're going to trigger some sort of PTSD in this woman, because This is why I tell my clients, and you might have never thought about this. When I'm on a date, I'll never sit opposite them. I'll always sit next to them.
Touching them slightly.
I can be giving them really intense eye contact, and then and then be looking away. I mean, I did this anyway without even realizing why it works. But yeah, I mean, it should be all play. Like, it should be fun, playful, taking the piss out of them, teasing her. Because if you're saying like, oh, so what's your 5-year plan? Like, you're putting her in this masculine frame of mind where she has to be more like serious and businessy. If you want a girly girl to be feminine, you have to be able to give her that space where she can be feminine, and that happens through you. Like, the dynamic that I think about is the brother daddy dynamic, which is what I teach clients, where basically 80% of the time you're like the brother, you're pushing her around, teasing her, poking fun at her, calling her a fucking little bitch, and then 20% of the time you're being the daddy, saying like, don't do this, come on, we're going over here. So it's the play, it's the polarity you're creating. So literally polarize, it be playfully disagreeable.
Even by just like slight touch them at first, you're straight away breaking the fucking like.
Well, when I coach clients through it, I'll say like, as soon as you meet the girl, give her a hug. Hi, my name is Mathew, nice to meet you. You must be insert joke about her. Hand on the lower back, guide her around. Come on, we're going over here. I'll book some places. When you go and play pool, I always do an activity, so I'd always do pool, golf.
Something that spikes the adrenaline.
Yeah, it's also if they're boring, it means you can take the piss out of them.
That's a good question. Where do I bring her for first date?
I would do that. You know, they're probably gonna be shit at pool or what sport. You show them how to do it. Come here, baby, don't worry, I'll show you. And then once they're really relaxed, they're laughing away, then you go for a drink. I had a spot where I always go to where it was like a bar upstairs where it was really quiet. We'd sit in the corner. Within fucking 5 minutes, you're kissing them, mate. So it was very tried and tested.
Fuck. What I have to say about that is that I'd have to agree with what Mathew was saying. Don't make it a fucking job interview, you know. Don't be asking loads of fucking questions straight out about, like, you know, their future and, like, you know, what they hope to achieve, this, that, and the other. You don't want it to be fully serious. Obviously, as he said, you know, like, play around them, make jokes and all that kind of stuff. Really, I know that's a very, very broad answer, but basically, don't be like an employer, you know.
An easy way to think about it is make statements that she can reply to. So what you'll notice with really fit girls is they won't ask you that many questions. They'll actually make a statement. So if you're texting a girl, she'll go, just got my nails done, just been to the gym. And then you'll go, yeah, I've just been to the gym as well. And that's how they'll create a conversation. So you should do that as well. Like, the way that I'll make statements is, I'll be like, you look like the sort of girl who does this, or you must be this sort of girl, so you're this kind of girl. And it's like funny assumptions that you're making about them that they can reply to. So, I mean, that's endless, but it's, just be very laid back. A good word to think about is indifference. If you don't know what it means, Google it. It basically means, well, I'm going to fucking tell you. Google it, but I'll tell you, indifference is being kind of uninterested. So you don't care about an answer. So don't be too overly invested. She tells you something, she's testing you, you know, being a bit of a dickhead. Just be non-reactive, be almost unfazed. I will never be too emotional on a date. You know, I might laugh and joke, but if she tries to wind me up, I'll be like, do you think that's going to work? Do you think you're going to wind me up? In whatever stupid shit you want to say. Like, there's so many ways to play, but just get more experience. Like, literally, like, most guys who ask these questions, they're sat at home never having been on a date, thinking, oh, well, I need to say this, and I need to say, they just go on more dates and it becomes easier.
So next question is, where's a good place for a first date? What I would say personally, right, is something that spikes the adrenaline. I actually saw something before, because not even just with dates, but like even like if you're meeting like someone that could potentially be a business partner or something for the first time, you want to spike their adrenaline so that they remember you. So for example, now if I'm meeting someone back in Ireland, right,
Boxing,
boxing, fucking hell. Nah, I wouldn't do this with a woman now, but if I'm meeting someone back in Ireland, right, and they're a potential business partner, or obviously value exchange, we're learning off each other or something like that, typically we do something such as like a sea swim or something like that, you know, something that spikes the adrenaline. But even something such as like, you know, I don't know, a fucking fun fair, you know, playing a game of pool as you were saying earlier, just shit like that, something that's active rather than just, you know, sitting down like a job interview for a first ever date. I think something active always wins. That's what I think.
That's what I say as well. What I say to my clients is do an activity first, because if you are nervous or she's nervous, it means that you don't have to have loads of conversation, because you can make the conversation about, that's about to die. You can make the conversation about the activity that you're about to do. It doesn't have to be all about whatever. So you can do the activity, joke around, play around, a few drinks, loosen each other up, and then you can go to a bar. And then from there, like if they're warmed up enough, it becomes pretty easy. But like I said earlier in the video, don't be doing posh, expensive meals, a coffee, a walk. I found evening times were always the best, because on an evening it's more of a date setting, you're more loosened up, more warmed up, whereas I've done dates during the day and it's very hard to escalate and actually like
Because even if you think about the cortisol and everything spiked in the morning and shit, you know.
Yeah, a bit more high stress. So yeah, evening times I would do drives quite a lot depending on what sort of date I want to do. But yeah, keep it fun, keep it playful, nothing too serious. But even if you're a fucking 40-year-old watching this, there's no reason why you can't go play bowling. I know it might seem silly, but you don't have to do some posh like wine tasting meal, because she'll still find it boring if you're a boring guy. Go and do something fun and interactive. Could be darts, like I don't know, like whatever the fuck it is. Just do something. Thanks for watching this video. Go and check out both our channels. Sean doesn't do much dating stuff, but he's a sick PT, so you'll get a lot of value from his videos on there.
Thanks so much for watching, lads. If you haven't already, go check out Mathew. All his links, all his social medias are in the description below. If you haven't already, go like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you all later.